It turns out, after digging into it a little bit, it looks like they lived in Long Lane, northeast of here, about 8 to 10 miles. My great-grandmother would have been just a child, and she was a baby on the 1880 census, I think, and her dad was in his 30s, late 30s. He had come here from Indiana, and his occupation was blacksmith. His dad, my great-great-great-grandfather, was also living here in Long Lane in Dallas County, and he was close to 80. He was in his 70s, and he was living with my great-great-grandfather's sister. So it was my great-great-grandfather, his sister, which is my great-great-aunt, my great-great-great-grandfather, and of course my great-grandmother were all here in Dallas County around 1880. It's possible that my ancestors traveled in front of this property or even were on this property. In a minute I'll show you just how close we are. For whatever reason they came from Indiana here. After that, great-great-grandfather took his family and they moved to Georgia. My great-grandmother was probably, I think, 5 or 6 years old when she moved to, I believe, Fitzgerald, Georgia. For whatever reason, my great-great-aunt stayed here. Her name was Isabel, and she stayed here. She died in Long Lane in about 1895, I think, and she's buried in a cemetery near here, supposedly. We found one of those cemeteries. Apparently she had difficulty in childbirth, and she died a couple of years later, I think. And her dad was still there. He died a little bit later, but he isn't buried in Missouri. For some reason, they took his body back to Indiana. So there's no gravestone that I can find for him here. But she is buried here, and I'm on a quest to find her grave. Let me take you guys and show you just how close we actually are to where my ancestors lived. Over that ridge is Washington Township. So I can see the township that my great-great-grandfather and where my great-grandmother was born at is just over that ridge. I'd like to find out more about why they came here, why they left, why they went to Georgia. He was from Indiana, my great-great-grandfather, and he was in the Civil War with the Indianapolis Regiment, so he was a Yankee. Wonder why he ended up down here, what caused him to pick up and move his family to Georgia, a long way down to the south.